Hello everybody and welcome back to more Path of Exile updates and news. So disclaimer, I have been a bit sick in the past couple of days. You might hear that in terms of voice. That's why I kind of like wanted to do the video anyway. But yeah, it's probably not the best sound quality. And I'm also not 100% prepared for that, but I wanted to get you the updates as they have rolled out like 2 days ago. But it's posted on December 18th, so that's actually today. There was a announcement of the updates on December 16th, so those should be live by now, and you should also have an updated Steam client. Yet again, also, I've not been through the whole game. I'm still in Act 2, and I'm also only focusing on the warrior class at the moment, so just keep that in mind while going through the video. The most important update which has been done is adding the capacity to fast travel between checkpoints within an area. So now you can basically select the checkpoints which will bring you up the map overlay and allowing you to select other checkpoints you have discovered, which is great. It reduces the amount of travel within one map massively, and you have to go through all the monsters again, and you can now go from entrance of dungeon A to entrance of dungeon B, for example, without any issue. So that's awesome. It's great that it's there. Also, the passive point respeccing has been made cheaper, especially at the higher levels. So that's something that everybody has been kind of like discussing it once they hit endgame or higher levels. It was just immensely expensive to respec if you want to go a different route in the character tree. So that has now been that has now been decreased, and it should result in approximately 40 to 50% less gold cost for respecking between the start and middle of endgame progression. So the curve has been flattened a bit, which is great, to be fair. Other elements are containing endgame and monster balance and trial of Sakama's improvements. I've not played that, so I have no idea what that means and what that kind of like implicates for the players, so I want to skip over that. I'm linking the patch notes in the bottom of the video in the description, and you can read them yourself. Skill balancing, again, a lot of stuff has been done to various classes. For me, like I said earlier, focusing on warrior class, there are kind of like only two really important elements. So rolling slam second slam now deals 50% more damage to heavy stunned enemies, which is great. So that makes it a bit more relevant if you use shield barrage and you go into, for example, the enemy group. You can now slam that with rolling slam, and you have more damage applied to them, which is great. The other element for the warrior is that the supercharged slam now builds up stages slower, but gains 40% more damage per stage from 20%. This may display as 20% still incorrectly until a later patch. So Supercharged Slam has now more damage, which is also great. Everything else I cannot judge, but they have done a lot in terms of skill balance. Reading through it, it's mostly kind of like more damage or less damage if somebody hits something you have built as a protection, for example. So generally, I think those more damage is always great. You'll see how that turns out in the live game. Support balance, also here, stomping ground support shockwave now deals 80 to 100% damage of your strength as physical damage from 20 to 30, so it's nearly on top line 100% increase, which is great. But the support and balance, most of the elements are really interesting when you have them all equipped and use them in your slots. Item balance, charm modifiers on belts have been made substantially more common. I have never seen a charm modifier on a belt, to be honest, but that's also apparently they are only there in higher levels. Now they are appear in much lower levels, so we'll see that once we boot up the game and do another round of playthrough. Unique items, the Adorned now applies to time lost jewels. I've never seen that one. And the time lost jewel modifier of regeneration now applies 3 to 7% increased life generation rate. Also haven't seen that yet. Bug fixes, there's also a lot of bug fixes that do apply general gameplay. I have not played that. And well, in general, it's a massive improvement, I think. But there are also already a few early patch notes, which means there's 1, 2, 3 hot fixes for that patch. Also, fix an instant crash with totem skills, so that's nice. Which I use a lot actually from a warrior class. The other elements are fix the bug where shapeshift weapons set weren't applying, for instance, after allocating them. So also just unintentionally introduced bugs that are already patched out again, and hotfix 3 for instant crashes and another element. So it's another update, another great stuff, another tweaks. I mean, that's what early access is for. So hope you guys enjoy it from a news perspective. Feel free to directly go to the link, read through all of that, which is relevant for your class, what you are currently playing. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next update video.